Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Pistons squander lead but manage to secure OT victory over Heat. Malik Beasley scored a season-high 28 points, Cade Cunningham recorded a triple-double, and the Detroit Pistons defeated the Miami Heat 125-124 in overtime on Monday night. Cunningham had 20 points, 18 assists, and 11 rebounds for Detroit, which blew a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter. Ausar Thompson added 19 points, and Tim Hardaway Jr. scored 16 points, including 3 straight three-pointers in overtime. Jimmy Butler led the Heat with 35 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists, as their 4-game winning streak ended. Tyler Herro scored 23 points, and Bam Adebayo contributed 15 points and 8 rebounds. The Pistons played without 2 starters, Tobias Harris, who was out with a thumb injury, and Jaden Ivey, who was a late scratch due to knee pain. Adebayo started overtime with an alley-oop, beginning an 8-0 run for the Heat. But Hardaway responded with 3 three-pointers off Cunningham assists, putting Detroit ahead 123-122. Butler made a putback, but Cunningham answered with a layup. After a miss from Herro, Detroit committed a turnover. Herro then missed a three-pointer just before the buzzer. Detroit led by as many as 15 points in the first half, despite committing 13 turnovers. The Pistons finished the first half with a 63-59 lead, with Beasley contributing 13 points. In the second half, Detroit started strong, scoring the first 9 points. They led 97-81 heading into the fourth quarter. When Cunningham hit a three-pointer with 8:39 left, the Pistons' lead was back to 19. Miami responded with a 6-0 run and cut the Pistons' lead to single digits with 2:52 remaining after a three-pointer from Herro off a Detroit turnover. A layup by Rozier after a Cunningham miss made it 112-106. After the Pistons had a shot clock violation, Herro made another three-pointer to bring Detroit's lead down to 3. Another missed possession by Detroit allowed Butler to score a layup with 1:10 left. Cunningham made 2 free throws with 11.5 seconds left, putting Detroit up 114-111. But Herro hit a three-pointer from the wing with 5 seconds remaining to tie the game and send it to overtime. Miami Heat, new Jimmy Butler to Golden State Warriors trade update. The Miami Heat might have lost against the Detroit Pistons, but Jimmy Butler reminded the world what he is truly capable of when at his best. He recorded 35 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists in 44 minutes while shooting 12-21 from the field. The Heat would have been disappointed to lose, but Eric Spoelstra surely would have been happy to see Butler put in a performance like that. Butler has been hot and cold this season, but this was certainly his best performance at an individual level. His long-term future in Miami remains uncertain though. Butler has a player option for next season, and as a result, one cannot overlook the possibility of the Heat trading him at some point rather than risk seeing him walk out as a free agent in the summer. A number of teams have been linked with Butler in recent months, but it looks like the Bay Area could be his most likely destination if a trade does transpire at some point. According to Jordan Elliott of NBC Sports, NBA insiders Mark Stein and Jake Fisher reported Saturday that the Warriors are the only team among the 4 heavily linked to Butler that maintain an interest that could eventually lead to substantive trade talks. The Warriors had made a great start to the season and were sitting atop the West at one point. They have been on a terrible 2-8 run though and have sitting down to 7th. Right now, they look like a play-in team once again. But with Steph Curry in the final few years of his prime, if that, the Warriors need to move quickly if they are to go on another championship run. Having a proven playoff performer like Butler would help in the quest. But when you consider his age and injury history, it would be a risky move for the Warriors, yet one that they might need to take. NBA rumors, Jimmy Butler, Warriors trade gets dealt reality check by NBA Insider. Any potential Miami Heat forward Jimmy Butler trade to the Golden State Warriors was shut down by NBA insider Tim Bontemps. He explained on the Hoop Collective podcast how, from a financial and practical perspective, the trade doesn't make sense. If you're doing that trade right, the most likely money in the trade is Dennis Schroeder, who they just got for $13 million and is expiring, Bontemps said. Andrew Wiggins, who is owed around $27 million a year the next couple years, then $28 and $30 million the next 2 years. Then probably Jonathan Kuminga in the deal, who is in the last year of the deal and is going to be expecting to get a hefty raise as a restricted free agent this summer. If Miami makes that trade, they're going to be in the luxury tax if they retain Jonathan Kuminga in 6 months. That is going to be a difficult sell. Kuminga has been a prized possession that the Heat could see as a pivotal piece to their future. Despite head coach Eric Spoelstra dismissing any Butler trade rumors, it's hard to play through. After all, Butler dyed his hair all the colors of teams that were interested in him. Not to mention, taking back Kuminga would put the Heat in some salary cap trouble. They'll hit the luxury tax threshold if they trade for the Warriors forward and resign him. After he didn't receive a contract extension this summer, he'll likely look for a big price tag. NBA rumors, Warriors the only reported Jimmy Butler suitor with realistic trade path. Butler is 35 years old and is averaging 18.6 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 4.7 assists. On the other hand, Kuminga is 22 years old and is averaging 15.4 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 2 assists. The numbers aren't that different. The Warriors would have to decide if they want to give up on Kuminga. While their roles are different, Butler likely has more years behind him than in front of him. For Kuminga, the inverse is likely. Still, Bontemps doesn't see a move happening between the Heat and the Warriors anytime soon. I don't think this one is happening until the deadline for all the reasons we've talked about, Bontemps said. It feels like if anything is going to happen, it's going to be at the last minute because you're just going to have to jump through so many hoops to get it done that you're going to exhaust all other options first. The Butler trade saga will continue as long as the season lasts or until he gets traded. Either way, many teams have expressed their interest in the All-Star forward. While Miami is taking phone calls about all offers, they'll need to weigh out everything before a decision is made. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.